All right. Good afternoon from Pula, and it is what time is it right now? It is 1:30 in the afternoon here in Pula, and boy, I gotta tell you what. Those of you that follow me regularly, you know that. Those of you that follow me regularly, you know that I had a date last night to. Hmm. So I had it's interesting. The I'm watching to see how many people are joining the video, and let's see, a comment comes in from David. So David, well, whoever else. Now we got 3 people. One of these days, I'm going to get up to like, I don't know, 5,000 people tuning in to watch me live. But so what can I say about last night? Last night was uh, last night was absolutely incredible. It was one of those nights to remember for the ages, so to speak. It's and what's interesting is that I caught the whole thing. I caught the whole thing on video, which was nice. You go back in moments in your life, and you can remember, you can try to remember them as best you can, or you take pictures and try to remember them from the. I'll get to it. You try to remember what happened, from the pictures and everything. But a video, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then what the hell is a video worth? But so to give you some insight into what happened last night, some background, it is a. I was on a. I have this. A friend of mine back in the States had turned me on to this dating app, and it's a dating app called Tinder. And the way this dating app works is you sign up and you create a profile, and then it uses GPS. It uses your satellite to pinpoint where you're physically located with your phone, and you say that you want to see profiles of individuals. You want to see profiles of individuals within a you want to see profiles of individuals. If you're a man, you may want to see profiles of women, and women see profiles of men, unless you're gay, and then you want to see a man wants to see profiles of men, or whatever, however it works. But anyway, so what happened was I was on this dating app, and the way it works is you slide. If you look at a picture, it has the profile, not a picture. Well, you look at the picture and the profile, and the way it works is that you slide to the right. You look at a picture and a profile. You slide to the right, and as you slide to the right, that indicates that you're interested, that you like the person. You slide to the left, and that means you're not interested in the person. Well, if there's somebody else, if the individuals that you're sliding left or right are in your vicinity, and they also see your picture and they slide right, that means you're both interested in each other. And what happens is you both get a message saying, "Hey, you've got a match. You're interested in one another." So so what happened was I was on this dating app, and I don't take it too seriously, and I'm kind of looking at it and swiping right, swiping left. I swipe left a whole hell of a lot more than I swipe to the right. But anyway, I swiped to the right, and I put the phone down. I came back later to see an alert that I had a match, and I looked at the lady, and it said that she was 17 miles away, and she looked like a nice enough lady, and I just thought, I just sent her a message saying, "Let's have coffee." So, interestingly enough, she came back and said, "Sounds good, let's have coffee." So, you know, in her profile, you get only so much information, and she had told me, she had written in her profile something to the effect of she's not too particularly fond of Australian men. Sorry, David, okay? She's not too particularly fond of Australian men, and it must be, this is what she wrote in her profile. She's not too fond of Australian men, and it must be her European, it must be her European background that you know, that maybe I'm struggling for thoughts here. So it may be her European background, ancestry, and is a reason why she may not be interested in Australian men. So interestingly enough, I go to meet her, and you never know what to expect on a first date. You know, I mean, you just never know what you're going to expect on a first date. And when I showed up, we met for coffee, and there was instant chemistry, just instant chemistry with one another. It was fantastic. So we're sitting there, and we met at 7 o'clock, and she was supposed to meet her girlfriends at 8 o'clock, and for dinner. And maybe that was just an excuse. Maybe she was using that as an excuse to kind of get out of the date if she didn't like me. You know, because I've done that in the past too. You go out on a date, and you show up at the on the date, and you have an excuse going into the date, like, oh, I'm meeting a friend at, you know, in an hour, but we can have coffee. So I don't know. Maybe that was her. Maybe that's what she was thinking. You know, that she was going to have an out, so to speak. Is that what it's called? Have an out. So anyway, we met. And I got to tell you, it was instant chemistry. You know, when you meet somebody, you can, the eyes say so much. So I'm getting to it, David. Hold on a moment, okay? So the eyes say so much. So we sit there and we start chatting. And I said to her, I didn't know where she was from or anything. I said to her, so where are you from? And she said, I'm from Australia. And I said, get out of town. Are you kidding me? You are from Australia? What part of Australia? She said, the Sunshine Coast, not too far north of Brisbane. And I thought, wow, fantastic. You're from Australia, you know? And I'm thinking, oh my God, can this get any better? And it did get better. So what happened? So what happened is what happened was as the conversation evolved, I said, so what's your background? What's your heritage? And she said that she was 100% Hungarian. 100% Hungarian. I almost fell off my seat. You know, 100% Hungarian from Australia. And I'm thinking, does it get any better than this? And I was just like, I could not believe it. It was just, it was too much. So anyway, as the conversation evolved, and she was checking her phone on, you know, to see if the friends were going to meet up for dinner. And so she's checking her phone. And as it turned out, I guess the friends canceled. And so she said, well, why don't we go have dinner and walk around the town? And I said that sounds fine. I said, but I gotta tell you that I'm into this video thing. You know, I like do videos. And she just says, that's okay. You know, and I said, really? And she said, absolutely, that's okay. We can do videos. And I said, will you do a video with me? And she said, of course, why not? You know? So she was all in good spirit and good sport. And so we proceeded to go about, I think she called it wander. So she and her and I proceeded to just spend the next 4 hours, 5 hours, something like that, just walking all about Ravin, and it is just a what a great place it is. Just really, really good. So anyway, as the evening progressed, it turned out that she is on vacation. She's a school teacher. Delightful woman, just a delightful woman. Now, when you go watch the video, it's a romantic Ravin date night. She has this mannerism that is just the cutest thing. Look at her as just throughout the film. It's a long film. It's 45 minutes. But when you look at the romantic Ravin date night, she has this tendency to raise her left eyebrow. I don't know how the hell she does it, but it is just the cutest thing that. It's just the cutest, what is it, a characteristic or a mannerism or something like that. It just, she does it, and it's just a great, it's just a great, I don't know, is it a quality of hers, tendency of hers? She'll raise her right eyebrow, and it is just so cute. And she'll raise it at just the right time. You know, she'll be talking to you, and she'll say something. I don't know how she does it. She's maybe joking or something like that, and she'll raise her left eyebrow. And anyway, so it's just adorable. So as it turns out, last night was her last night in Ravin. And she is flying out of Venice, Italy, which is a 3-hour drive from here. She's flying out of Venice, Italy this coming Monday, the 3rd. And today is Wednesday, the whatever. And so I said, well, what are you going to do for the next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? What are you doing for the next 4 days? And she said, I don't know. And I said, what do you mean you don't know? And she said, I don't know what I'm going to do. She goes, I haven't given it much thought. And I said, well, you're checking out tomorrow morning. I said, what do you mean you don't know what you're going to do? And she said, well, I'll figure something out. And I said, do you have a car? And she said, no, I don't have a car. And I said, well, I've got a car. I said, why don't we do something together? Now David's getting really interested. David is on the edge of his seat right now. You know, he's down there in Australia, and he's sitting on the edge of the street like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear what's going to happen. You know, so anyway, you're excited. Well, good for Miriam. But anyway, what ended up happening was I asked her, I said, well, why don't we go do something together? And she was all for it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She's all for it. So for the rest of the night, we started talking about all the different options of where we can go for 4 days. And I had originally planned to leave here on Friday and go up into Slovenia. I was going to go to the capital of Slovenia and then over to Lake Bled on my way up to Vienna. And but now that changes everything. She's got to be in Venice by Monday morning. She has to be in Venice. So we're kind of weighing our options. I'm going to pick her up here shortly, and we're weighing our options right now. One option is to go south. Down towards Split. The other option is to stick with the plan and go up into Slovenia. Another option is to go parasailing in the Italian Alps. I've got a friend over there, Ruben and Elke, and we could go over and go parasailing in the Italian Alps for the weekend, and then stay in Venice on Sunday night and do a gondola ride and all that kind of stuff. So, or we could just stay around here and we could. Oh, you're a wimp. We could stay around here. Type in, when you get a chance, go to YouTube and just type in Tom Hall Parasailing Italian Alps. But, or we could stay around Croatia. There's plenty of places to do around Croatia as well. And there's a gorgeous national park here that's just absolutely stunning. So we could do that as well. So the options are plenty. I don't know what all we're going to do, but you know, it's interesting. The other thought that I had about this is her and I, Michelle and I last night were talking about I was telling Michelle that I often feel that in life people have this tendency to want to control their destiny. They want to control, which direction their life is going to go. And oftentimes life doesn't really cooperate, and then they get frustrated, and because, life's not going the way they want it to go. And I was telling Michelle that what's best is when you just let go. You don't try to control your life. You just kind of let go and let life evolve by itself. And when you do that, when you just kind of let go and just put life on cruise control, sometimes the most amazing things happen to you. And the other thing that I was telling her was that I believe in visualization. Visualization is the process by which you think of something, you visualize something, and it comes true. Anything the human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, so to speak. And what I found so interesting about meeting Michelle, and you know what, I got to tell you that I just look at it. At this point in time in my life, I don't look too deep into things. I don't look, this whole thing, when I was younger, I would have the tendency to think, the stars are aligned, and Michelle and I were destined for each other. But, I'm older and wiser now to just kind of go with the flow, as I think David wrote a moment ago. But so now I'm just going to go with the flow, and I'm going to enjoy the next 4 days. I've got a beautiful Australian, or Aussie, as David called her, a beautiful Aussie Hungarian woman, and I got to tell you, her spirit is just incredible. The spirit that she has about her, her whole disposition, if you will. Just to have fun and make good friends. Who knows what it will bring? That's what we're gonna do, David. I'm just gonna have you just go into the situation, and you just be friends. You treat her with respect and kindness, and just have fun, and don't have no expectations, no pressure. Just kind of let what will be. But it's kind of interesting that I've often thought, and I've often said, but it's hard. That being said, it's hard not to let your mind wander. So here it is. I find myself sitting in. I find myself sitting here in Croatia, about to pick up a woman from the one of the most beautiful parts of Australia, the Sunshine Coast, where I've dreamed of going to visit. I've dreamed of going to that part, Whitsunday and that whole Sunshine Coast of Australia, and she's Hungarian. I mean, what more could a guy ask for? You gotta wonder if it's not God's favor shining down upon you. I don't know. But anyway, with all that being said, I need to get on with my day, and who knows what's going to happen. I think that tonight there's this cliff. There's this portion of the beach. No, thank you, David. There's this portion of the coast over here in Pula where you can run and jump off of a cliff and into the water. And Michelle, interestingly enough, Michelle is a triathlete. She was a triathlete, is a triathlete, I don't know, but she was a triathlete, and she did the whole swim so long and cycle so long and run a marathon type deal. And so I asked her if she'd be willing to jump off the cliff, and she said she would. So that might be what's in store for tonight. So anyway, well, good. Chile is playing Portugal. Who do you want to win? You want Chile or Portugal to win? Waiting, waiting. No clip camera will break Chile. I'm just teasing you. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Okay. Okay. Bye bye.